I call to order the Lake Mills Plan Commission meeting of May 23rd, 2017. We'll proceed with roll call.
Mr. Foster?
Here.
Mr. Holman?
Here.
Ms. Lazaris?
Here.
Mr. Schumacher?
Here.
Mr. Magnuson? Mr. Pearson?
Here.
Yeah. All right. Item number... We'll proceed with item number 3, correction and/or approval of the minutes of March 28, 2017. Are there any corrections or are any corrections to the minutes of March 28th? Well, good. Good evening, gentlemen. And, let's allow these gentlemen to sit down. Well, I think there might be a syncing between the clock here and the clock of the universe, and so we'll just give you time to set up, and we'll get set up, and then right now we did call roll and let the roll show these gentlemen are here. I just take a moment, and is this Josh Schumacher here?
I am, yes.
Oh, wonderful,
Yeah.
and he's a new commissioner, and you know, and pardon my memory, I did see your application,
Mhm.
and a wonderful background. Now, can you remind me again? It looked like you, I want to say it was biochemistry or chemistry that.
Yep, so I have a biology major. I'm
Biology
working
major, yes.
nearly complete with a master's degree in pharmacology and toxicology.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So I work in Madison in pharmaceutical development,
Yes, yes.
specifically testing.
Yeah, and aren't you with Covance?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, manager with Covance. So, commissioners, this is our new commissioner, Josh Schumacher.
Welcome. Nice meeting you.
Don't let him fool you, though. He's a Spartan.
Yeah, I am MSU Spartan, so
Oh,
they're the ones who took me. That's why I went there.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, it sounds good. Okay, well, thank you for volunteering to be on the Plan Commission.
You bet.
Well, everyone, we're on the minutes of March 28th. Were there any corrections to the minutes of March 28th?
Move to accept.
It's been moved to accept the minutes of March 28th. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. In that case, we'll proceed with roll call vote. on
Mr.
that.
Holman?
Aye.
Ms. Lazaris?
Aye.
Mr. Schumacher?
I abstain.
Mr. Magnuson? Mr. Pearson?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Abstain.
Motion passed 4-0.
All right, we'll go on with item number 4, questions and public comment. The public may address the commission at this time regarding items on the agenda unless the item is the subject of a public hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, and those watching, no one is present in the auditorium at this time to provide this public comment unless someone from the commission wants to go off commission. But if that's not the case, then honestly, we have no one here for public comment. So we'll close number 4, and we'll proceed then with our public hearing. Item number 5, public hearing, zoning amendment request, Douglas Bratt Trust and Patty Bratt Trust for the purpose of zoning the property located at 997 West Madison Street, parcel 246-0713-1113-000 from rural development RD to single-family residential of R14. And what we have in front of us is that we have the Plan Commission Motion 1751, recommendation to City Council for zoning amendment, Douglas and Patty Bratt, 997 West Madison Street. Motion 1751 sets forth the city's statutory authority for zoning, that the city zoning code has certain requirements for amending the zoning ordinance, or the zoning map, as it may be, that the requested rezoning from rural development RD to a single-family residential R14 the city review of this request, tonight's public hearing and the Plan Commission review, the motion does recommend that the City Council amend the zoning of the Bratt property as requested from Rural Development RD to Single Family Residential R14. This is the Plan Commission motion, and before the public hearing commences, then I'll call on our consulting planner, Dustin Wolf, to give an overview of this request.
Thank you. So this property was recently annexed into the city. So any of the maps you may have seen, aside from what we put in the memo, probably wouldn't illustrate the corporate boundary as including it yet. It's been a pretty recent development. It is the city's policy when we bring a property in to the city. It comes in the rural development designation. That is the lowest density, kind of least intense zoning district you have. So that's the rationale behind it. By and large, it was intended for bringing in agricultural property, but of course, you saw it with the what is now the Culver's property when that came in as rural development, and we had to amend the map accordingly. So, as you know, we have a series of findings that have to be evaluated as a part of the of any rezoning. So the first is, does the proposed map amendment further the purpose of the zoning code as outlined? Well, yes, of course, this is something that we do, as we said, as we annex land in, that it's brought in generally an unsewered, low-density district. It's now going to be rezoned to a sewered single-family district, which is akin to much of what's around it. Does the proposed amendment to the map maintain desired consistency of land uses and intensities of the area? Again, the answer here is yes. From the staff's perspective, there's single family around it, with a couple exceptions. There's the park to the north, and there's in the town there's the bar across the street. Across the street. It's been there for decades. So this certainly is in keeping with the land uses around it of single family residential. What's the trend of development in the area? Well, this area is pretty built out. This is a larger piece of property, but we don't anticipate it redeveloping as something else at this time. The trend really is single family, and this is in keeping. And then are the designations, the official zoning map, brought in conformity with the comprehensive plan? The future land use map for the adopted comprehensive plan does illustrate this area for future single-family usage, so it's similar to what's there now, so really no change. So from our perspective, the findings are met. We're recommending that the Plan Commission approve it, recommend the same approval to the council.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Wolf. Let the record show no one is present in the audience to comment at the public hearing. Seeing no one present to comment, I'm going to close the public hearing. And then go on to item number 6, discussion recommendation on zoning amendment request, Douglas Bratt Trust and Patty Bratt Trust for the purpose of zoning the property located at 997 West Madison Street, parcel 246-0713-1113-000 from rural development to single-family residential. Okay, commissioners and staff, are there any questions or comments concerning the proposed rezoning?
We've got sewer down in that hole now, do we?
Yes, that's Seward.
Yeah,
Okay.
sewer.
I drove out and took a look at that. That's quite a dip down in there. Nothing against it, I was just wondering what we're going to have to do to service it.
Yeah, no, the sewer is plenty deep. It'll work
Okay.
in there. And
Thank you.
I anticipate the gentleman who's buying it's an engineer. I don't know if
Okay.
that's good or bad, but I anticipate that the property will be built up and drained appropriately.
Okay.
So I'm not I wasn't too concerned about that. The water was the one that was more concerning.
Okay.
How is the water service going to be handled for this parcel?
We have a couple other proposals that are going on at this time that look like they might bring water to the site. If they don't, what we did was we signed an agreement that said they could use a well. And then it would amortize out once water was brought on
Oh, okay.
for a certain
Alright,
period of time,
very
and then
good.
they'd have to connect to city water.
All right, very good, all right. Well, Commissioners, we do have motion 1751 before us that provides for a recommendation to the City Council that this property be rezoned from rural development RD to single-family residential R14. Are there any more questions, comments about this, or is anyone prepared to make a motion concerning this prepared motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the motion 17-5-1 as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve motion 1751. Are there any discussion? I'm not hearing any. So therefore, we'll proceed with a roll call vote.
Ms. Lazarus?
Aye.
Mr. Schumacher?
Aye.
Mr. Magnuson?
Aye.
Mr. Pearson?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Holman?
Aye.
Motion passed 6-0.
Our next item is item number 7, discussion on accessory buildings zoning. And Mr. Holman, have you...
Yeah, I should be prepared to bring that to the next meeting. I contacted a couple property owners that would be relative to what I'm talking about. And they'll come and visit.
Okay, all right, that sounds good, and, you know, if and then any photos they may have of the property, that would be
All right.
good too.
I didn't ask them, so but
layout
I'll
and-
ask them to take them.
Sure, that sounds good. All right, we'll carry that on to the next agenda, and that brings us to item number 8, recommendations for future agendas. Is there anything under this topic that we should know this evening?
You'll have another rezoning request next month?
Okay. Is it in the same area, or?
No, up by the, kind of off the
Brewster, at the
interstate,
end of Brewster Drive.
Okay.
tidying up a change to a property line.
Oh, I
That's
see.
being
Okay,
proposed.
very good. All right. All right. Is there anything else under item on number 8?
I just have a question. When's Brewster Drive going to be worked on? It's coming up?
Guess we'll find out tomorrow. You mean the portion there where they're looking at redoing it, rebuilding the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were required to have this done first.
Oh, I see.
And as you can see, they're having a little bit of problem getting the base stabilized.
Yeah.
Because again, the weather is not cooperating and all that water
Oh,
is.
oh, you mean, oh, I see. They're going to do the underground on Brewster too? Just this contractor?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
There's not a lot of underground on Brewster, but this contractor does it. And then another contractor actually comes in and does the rest of it.
I have another question. In regard to Water Street here, I just happened to be on the site. What do you do when the downfill is wrong, like the deep fill is wrong in a road? What do you do? I mean, what do you do as like either as engineering or staff, or where does it go? I guess I just happened to see what was in there, and there was like a major layer of topsoil, like down about 4 or 5 feet. I just was curious how that gets engineered out.
If I can talk to Steve later if you want to go, or I can fill you in on the history of Water Street.
Let's not do it at this time.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
No, okay, no, I just
that'd be
was
fine,
curious.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can tell you right after.
okay.
Oh, sure, of course.
Yeah. Sorry,
sounds
I
good.
didn't mean to
Okay.
drag the meeting out.
Yeah, that's quite all right. All right, and before item number 9, I should have noted beginning, but this is, Plan Commissioners, this is our first meeting with our new city attorney, Dan Drescher, so we're, congratulations, and we're glad to see you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson.
All right, and item number 9 is adjournment. Anyone wish to make a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, very good. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed, same sign. All right, in that case, we're adjourned.